So we're at the Paleo site up here off the 260. You'd pass it if you were going to Diamond Point or Woods Canyon Lake or maybe Show Low, and there are fossils here from millions of years ago from when all of this used to be underwater and part of the ocean. So we're going to see if we can find some ancient shells, casts and molds. I don't know if they'll be one or the other here, but we're gonna look for crinoids and bivalves and whatever other kind of cool fossils we can find here that are from millions of years ago. Pretty cool stuff. It's all in the beautiful forest, and it's like 68 degrees outside. Really nice weather. Feel the breeze. So millions of years later, there's petrified fossils here. Pretty cool. And we've got some people here from Phoenix College today. Up on the side here, digging. And this is what the area looks like. So everything in there up on this hill. So this is where we're going to be digging for fossils. Up here at the Paleo site.
I've wanted a few. Let's see. This one, you could see the shell marks embedded in it.
I just found one that was kind of like that. That's cool.
That's a lot of what we're finding. And then,
like this one, you can kind of see it a
I see
little
right
bit, the
there.
lines.
I found these little guys.
And those are like the brachiopod ones, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
I think I have a few of those.
Ooh.
And this one was one.
Here, you dropped this and I don't know if you want it.
Oh, it's a little bit of the... I'll just put it over here.
That's cool.
This one has a bunch of them, like little fragments of them.
That's cool.
Yeah. This one has like an imprint. These two kind of look like the whole shell.
Ooh, those are cool. Awesome.
Yeah, those are our findings.
Now, I just found this one, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I see the patterns in there.
So this is one of the first fossils that I picked up there, and this is a bivalve, and there's a difference between a bivalve and a brachiopod.
What do you think of this rock?
Check this out. Oh, that? Okay. This looks really promising here. What is that?
I don't know what kind of rock it is, but it's super beautiful on the inside. Like, did you see the sun?
Yeah, that is pretty. And this is a brachiopod fossil that I found, and I believe it is a cast fossil. And I'll go over the difference between molds and cast fossils in a second. You can see the little lines in there. Check this one out. That's cool. Hi, Joe from Phoenix College.
Hi.
And how long have you been coming up here for?
79 when I came out here to get my master's degree in geology from ASU.
Awesome. And now you're a geology teacher at Phoenix College.
Yep.
Joe is showing us some cool stuff today. They just happen to be up here on a field trip.
You know, I've come up here so many times, I just still have to look.
That's cool. Check this out. It's the actual shell fossil up on the top there, inside the rock.
Cells.
Pretty cool.
It's got wings on inside. That's a spurifer.
Spurifer? Spurifer. Cool. Found a spurifer. Found a cast. I think it's a cast. A bivalve. You can see there's a lot of casts of the ancient bivalves here. A bunch of these. We want the crinoids. He's digging.
How high up are they supposed to be?
Look at this cool ancient bivalve fossil.
22 years with you.
And check out this one. And this is a cast fossil of a brachiopod. So not a bivalve, but a brachiopod. And I'll show you the difference here in a sec. A little tiny crinoid stem. Look at that little guy. See, these are cool because you can see the impressions made by the shells. It's really neat. This one here is another cast fossil of a bivalve. It's just a little bit bigger, and it could actually be the bivalve itself, but we wouldn't know unless we cut it open. let's talk about the difference between cast and mold fossils real quick. A mold fossil is a three-dimensional impression of all or part of a body fossil, and molds commonly form around hard parts of animals, particularly of invertebrates, although molds are also known to form around vertebrate animals and plants and other trace fossils, too. Molds of both the inside and outside surfaces of shells and organisms can be made. Now, casts are different. So cast is when an organism dies and sediment and minerals fill in that open space that organism leaves behind. It creates a cast or replica of that organism. A cast shows the external details of a shell or other hard part. A cast may also form between an internal and external mold if the original shell material dissolves. And I did find a lot of cast fossils there of the bivalves.
One of those shells that it was partly broken off, and it's actually a tiny geode. There's a bunch of little.
And this is a mold fossil of a bryozoan, which is a mineralized skeleton of a tiny aquatic invertebrate from millions of years ago. And then these are little calcite crystals. Tiny little calcite crystals. And these are ancient bryozoans. That is. And this is a perfect cast fossil of a brachiopod. Like, so good. It's so perfect. I love it. Look at it. Oh, it's so adorable. So let's go over the difference between brachiopods and bivalves. Okay, brachiopods versus bivalves. So brachiopods have unequal valves, which are the shell halves. Bivalves are a mollusk, and they have identical paired valves, aka shell halves. The differences in shell symmetry is this. The key to distinguishing brachiopods from bivalves is determining their lines of symmetry. Bivalves have a plane of symmetry that cuts between their two valves, their two halves. They have symmetry similar to our hands. So if you were to separate their two halves or your two hands, each side perfectly mirrors the other, even though the shell shape itself might not be symmetrical. Bivalves are often described as having left and right valves. Now, brachiopods have a plane of symmetry that cuts across the two halves or the two valves. This, you can think of it as if they cut your body in half down the middle, each side would have an eye, arm, and a leg that matches the other side. If you were to cut a closed brachiopod shell in half down the center, both halves would mirror each other, but the valves themselves may be different shapes or sizes. Okay, it's time to quiz yourself. Pause the video. Is this a brachiopod or a bivalve? If you guessed that this is a brachiopod, you guessed it right. And it's not just any brachiopod, it's also a spirifer, which is known for its winged appearance. And here is another cast of a brachiopod that I found, which is pretty cool. Found another perfect one. It's pretty much a perfect cast. Look at that. It's precious. This little calcite crystals. How perfect that shell impression looks. It's so cool. Mold. This is just a conglomerate of different. You can see there's a cast of a bivalve in there and some impressions. Cool. Found another perfect cast. And I looked down and found another one.
find fossils is up on top of the Mogollon Rim. You just walk down the stream beds and all the fossils that are...
The sign down there by the parking lot?
Yeah, I've never found one here. Only up on the rim.
Where the dried up stream beds are? Sparkly. Look at this one.
They have one with DNA spiral.
And sparkly.
So
Some calcite crystals in there.
Yeah.
Another perfect one. A little baby one. And another one. Just have to look, and you can find different ones.
Yeah.
Look at this shiny. Shiny. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. So we're done with the fossils. Now we're going to Geode Hill. Haha. So now we're at Geode Hill, which is a pretty steep walk up the side of a hill. And this is what it looks like. They're usually just like not that awesome when you open them up. It's a little one, a little tiny geode. Okay, so here's a geode right there. So that's one. First geode on Geode Hill. There's a little one. And there's another one under the rock. So here's another one. But yeah, you just keep going up the hill. And the higher you go, the more geodes there are. We've got a little grasshopper there. Okay, there's one. Probably nothing in it. And then this is pretty much like the top right here. So, because you don't have to walk that far, but. And there's a little one. I think we're gonna go look for some ruins now and see if we can find, there's some cool ruins in the neighborhood in Payson. We're gonna go see if we can find those, and they're just right in the middle of a neighborhood where there's people living. Pretty cool. And I just found that, and it has little tiny fossils in it. So that's really cool. Now, I'm not that fancy, so I don't have like rolling credits for when my video is over, but if you liked this video or you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment them below and like and subscribe. Yay!